Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new episode of Cosplay Chris Creates. This week I'm going to be demonstrating the basic method on how to construct and replicate a full metal replica of the glove worn by Freddy Krueger in the 6th Nightmare on Elm Street film Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare. Now when you look at screen grabs and promotional shots of the original screen used glove, you can see that it's the dirtiest, bulkiest and nastiest of all the gloves in the whole Elm Street series. We've got a lot of solder spills going on, a lot of dents in the back plate, a lot of dents in the knuckle joints, so that is something you have to pay close attention to when replicating a piece like this. Now the materials I'm going to be using today are copper sheeting for the finger stalls. I'm going to be using brass for the back plate. We're going to be also using real butter knives and a fillet knife for the blades, and of course the piece de resistance to really top this glove off is an original Wells Lamont 1178 leather glove. These gloves were the exact same make and model leathers that they used on the screen used gloves. Now obviously what I'm showing is a basic method on how to construct a glove, and unfortunately I can't show all my secrets on how I make my gloves, but again, this is just a basic method that you'll completely understand. And with that, let's get to it. Okay, so here's a pretty good idea of what the armature's gonna look like when it's complete. So here are the raw pieces of the copper finger stalls that I've cut out. As you still see, it's got the Sharpie marks there. Now this is the back plate that I've gone ahead, cut, sanded, and done the 6-point folds in. And now it's time to ground down these finger pieces using a bench grinder just to neaten them up. So I'm just going to hit to the point where I just go past the Sharpie line. And then after that, we're going to start sanding these bad boys. Because you are left with some burn marks from the bench grinder and you just want to make them as smooth as possible. Next up, it's time to bend these into shape. And this is my little bending pipe that I made years and years ago, and it's still holding up to this day. So you need to use a bit of force to get the basic shape down. Here's the upper finger stall. You got to line it up, or else if you don't line it up properly, the holes for where the rivets go in the knuckle sections won't be aligned properly. And there we go, we've got a perfect fit of our basic bending. And after all the correct bends have been put in from looking at screen caps and promo pictures, this is what we've got so far. So you can see there's a lot of bends and whatnot going on there, especially the knuckle sections. Now it's time to draw out the solder spills, and this is going by reference material, so very carefully just trying to match up where those solder spills are placed. There we go, all our solder spills are drawn out. It's time to prep these for soldering. As you see, I've gone in with a little Dremel tool and ground down to a raw area of the copper that's going to make the solder stick a lot better. And here I'm just applying some flux that is going to help the solder stick to the copper and also gives it control as to where it's going to flow to as opposed to a unfluxed area of copper. Now I use a soldering iron. A lot of people use a blowtorch, but I get a lot more control using a soldering iron for doing the solder spills. Now the trickiest part is also doing that little goop drop just on the side there without it overspilling and shooting down onto the ground. But this was a pretty good textbook example of how I do all the solder spills. So just get a little grouped bit of solder there, and there you go. A lovely solder spill. Okay, so there we go. We're going to let that cool off. Now these are the butter knives that I've drawn my templates on. This is the probably the most frustrating part of building the glove because it's thick steel where those handles are, so it's quite a bit of force to ground those down, as you can see there. And I'm not wearing a glove on my left hand, which I should be. Always wear gloves, kiddies. So here we are after I've ground down the blades. As you can see, I've got the pinky blade already on there. That's actually a fillet knife. I believe the pinky blade on the original glove was a fillet knife. So you're about to see how I solder the blades. So keep the heat under the glove, under the armature. You don't want direct heat, direct flame on the actual piece because that is going to discolor and dirty up that copper and stainless steel. Now here's the pinky, and just with the tip of the flame and just start running your solder wire along when it starts to bubble, when all the flux starts to bubble. And there we go. Now you don't want to lather it on, but you do want to put a fair amount on that's going to really hold that blade there in place. You see it just flows in and attaches itself to both the copper and the stainless steel. And then I'll go in and do all the trademark solder spills afterwards. And these are the rivets we're using. These are large size nickel plated rivets, the same as the screen used glove from the 6th Nightmare on Elm Street. And there we go, this is an index finger piece, and I've also attached the ringlets that have been soldered on as well. They're made out of copper. It's fitting for movement, and so far so good. You want a nice fluid movement for your gloves. You don't want anything to buckle or stiffen. And here's the leather glove we're using, a Wells Lamont 1178. Same make and model gloves used on these screen used gloves, well, some of them. Just cutting out the all the finger holes and whatnot. And now it's time to weather it. Now I can't show you how I weather my gloves, but it doesn't really take that long, but it's just a little trade secret that I've developed over the years. So our leather glove is weathered, ready to go, as well as our armature that has been riveted together. And now it's time to attach these two together, and our glove is finished. So thanks very much for watching, guys. If you have any questions about what you just saw in the video, you can leave a comment below or send me a message. As always, thanks very much for your continuing support. And until next time, geeks, always remember, cosplayers do it best.